just boost up like a jetpack. When I enter in the center, Lord. I'm walking it, I'm in it, and I'm walking it. She made it over and I'm up in it. The things I'm gonna nearly broken it. I'm walking it, I shall it down, machine up in it. I'm never ascend it up in it. I'm like a choke in it. Hey, yo. Me head bad and I'm walking crazy. Hey, yo. When me head bad and I'm walking crazy. I'm walking crazy. I'm walking crazy. I'm walking crazy. Head bad and I'm walking crazy.
We don't stop for a living. Yeah. Ready. Party nice. No fun to do cause we don't spend for a living. Carnival and carnival is a bacchanal. It's nice. No fun to do cause we don't spend for a living. Carnival and carnival is a bacchanal. The reckless coming. 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 The drinkers coming. The drinkers coming. The drinkers coming. Everyone shining the madness. Welcome to the place where setters never sleep. It's bacchanal until morning.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 8:08. You're listening to Arian. With me is Christal, and we are Activated Mornings this morning. So I just say shout out Kiki. That's a really nice song Kiki has there on the Go Mode rhythm. So shout out to you this morning, Kiki. And what's funny about the next topic that we're about to discuss is yesterday I remember telling Mr. Williams, I don't feel like we have an aging population, and then boom, Eyewitness News has a story here based on a release by the IMF that says aging population, climate change threatens SVG's economic outlook. Now the story reads, the outlook for St. Vincent and the Grenadines is favorable, but the economy is facing challenges from an aging population and climate change, the International Monetary Fund IMF said on Wednesday. In a statement following the usual Article 4 consultations, the Washington-based global financial institution said that the favorable outlook is subject to downside risks, mainly stemming from the uncertain external environment. He said the country had achieved a robust recovery from recent compounded shocks, supported by the government's decisive policy responses, large-scale investment projects, and robust growth in tourism. However, the economy is facing challenges from a rapidly aging population and the ever-present threat of natural disasters and climate change amid the still high public debt. The IMF said the government policies need to be calibrated to continue to build buffers and resilience and support sustainable and inclusive growth while safeguarding debt sustainability and financial sector stability. The Vincentian economy rebounded strongly in 2022-2023, returning to pre-pandemic output levels, the IMF said, adding that growth reached 3.1% in 2022 and is estimated to have accelerated to 5.8% in 2023. Now, there's more to the story, but Crystal, what are your thoughts, especially about the aging population?
Jamaica has a problem too. Barbados has that issue, so it's not isolated to this small island developing state. It's rather interesting, right? That they tell us the family plan, but when we family plan, they tell us we're not producing enough children to be able to have a sustainable population growth. And you notice they're tying it into economics, because with aging populations, the older folks are not able to like properly take care of themselves, so they cannot work, so they're not contributing to the income per se, but they're more so contributing to the expenses. So it's going to become more expensive to take care of them nationally when we don't have sufficient people within the working force to meet the demands of the population plus the demands of the elderly. What do we, how could it be fixed? Could it be rectified? And if it can be, so we don't get down to that problem, then how are we going to go about rectifying the population when every corner you turn they tell us the world is overpopulated and we don't have enough food, and then there's a shortage of this, that, and terror, and prices have to go up because we can't meet the needs of, and then food security is an issue. Then what really is the problem? Money?
Listen, first of all, good morning, and Joshua, everybody who usually is locked into Activated Mornings. You know, this reminds me of the Dominican PM. He did a press conference, I think, in 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, and he was like, listen, I'm paraphrasing, of course. I need you guys to have more sex. I need the citizens of Dominica to get active. And I feel like it might come to that. But like, on the day-to-day, when I hear these reports, right, I'm wondering, does that mean that we really truly have an aging population, or does it mean that the census isn't accurate? Because, you know, usually it won't be 100% accurate. There are persons who don't participate in the census, and we've had those complaints, and there are persons that would tend to give misinformation for whatever reason. So I'm trying to remember, what percentage of it would you say is not factual, and then is that percentage considered when the IMF is doing their assessment?
To say that your population is aging, I think they'll have to look at number of folks who are living and their ages. I'm not sure if you have to get that from the census. That's your record of births, record of deaths. No.
Yeah, but then when you consider persons who enter the country illegally and that sort of thing, I don't know,
minority. The minority.
Yeah.
I don't even. I mean, the number of people that come in and leave like that, with how much would they impact the aging population status?
I don't know. I feel like majority of intentions, and I am not someone who's doing these census polls. I am not in the ministry. I could only give an opinion. I believe that the population, the majority of the population is around 15 to 40. I don't know, like, or maybe that's because those are the people that you would see. That's the age group that you would see in the general public when you're outside.
You can't just watch your public and determine.
I know you can. That's why I'm saying maybe that's why I feel that way.
No, they use their. I think they look at both, so you can. I think. Right. From my memory, I'm doing it years ago. You look at the birth rates, and if the birth rate is declining compared to what it has been in previous years, and the death rate, and you look at that, and you look at the statistics and what's not that you have on record, they're like, oh my gosh, less people are being born. This is a problem because we have all these people that are still alive because the birth rate was X. It was way higher then, but now it's like 50%. It's easy to tell just by looking at that. Okay, we're going to have a problem down the line. We need to rectify it now. Hello? Stop using condoms, but also use condoms. Okay? Don't have so many children, but also have children. Okay, forget about how much money this is the camera. Forget about how much money you have in the bank or don't have in the bank. Have children, right? They will be taken care of. And that's the confusing thing about the messages, right? Confusing. And I'm going to say it's super confusing. Birth control. You have for women. You have fair. That is a birth control, number one. The second birth control, form of birth control, Ezekiel.
Yep, seeing people as the children in action.
Ezekiel is the Caribbean's number one birth control method right now. Number 3, you have the condom. You have the male and the female condom. Number 4, you have, well, this is not birth control, well, per se. This is after the fact. Then you have the Plan B pill. Then you have your actual pills. That you take monthly to prevent unwanted pregnancy. What do you call those again? Birth control pills. Yes.
Abortion pill.
No. I'm not speaking about those. That's 5. And then you have some people take the injection.
What's the injection?
What did I just say? Injection?
Do you have recommended brands?
What I know? Hello, I know people go to the clinic and they just say XYZ and they just get that. Then they have IUD. And then the most foolproof one of all is abstinence.
But aren't IUDs kind of dangerous?
That's the IUD.
Hmm.
Some people still get pregnant with IUD, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Withdrawal. Don't ever walk. Don't try it.
What is withdrawal?
Withdrawal. When you go to the ATM and you want money and you take it out, that is withdrawal.
Oh, okay. So it's like when you put in your ATM card, you just
Put
take
it in
it
the
out
card. You put it
before
out
the
before
transaction is okay.
Put it out before you put in the pin.
Okay, so you take back the card, put it in your pocket before the
And go
transaction
home.
is complete. Okay.
I watch it around
All
camera
right.
and then you go home.
All right, so you're
Check
not
the cards,
withdrawing
just now.
nothing. You're not withdrawing nothing.
You're not depositing any money. You just withdraw. No deposits there because they have no account. Because the account closed.
You know, it's funny.
You love shopping.
It kind of reminds me of China's population control method, the one-child policy. Do you think that we need
that
now?
will never happen here and that will never work. Because you know why? There'll be one set of people who don't want that. And then there may not be set of people who like, it don't bother me because I ain't have no children.
But
Point
there are
blank.
people who don't want it in China.
Yeah.
There are
And you have to
people who
get
don't
permission
want
to have
it
a
in
second
China.
child.
Yeah.
That's why China
So I
has
wonder if we need
that's
a
why
5-child
China-
policy.
China.
Baby Eldrizzy.
That's why China. When you went to secondary school, you see China had this was it China or Japan? Had this aging population. When you in the social
Japan.
studies book, you remember that book? Remember the social studies book? Let me take the call.
What's up to her?
Yeah, what's up? Come after because this one came first. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Christal. Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me just take you all away a little bit from your conversation already.
When you say
No,
take us
I
away,
don't-
what do you mean? You're gonna change the topic?
Okay, just take you like a minute, but just let you, like, okay, for a whole time where you are speaking about a minute there now.
Well, we don't really want because we are already going down a road now, and then you're going to take us in a by road, and I don't know how I feel about that right now. Do we have talked to me this morning? We have talked to me on the interview.
No. I don't know if you all see the video going about where the guy where hit the lady in Montrose with a piece of
Yes.
pipe and rubber.
We saw it.
Yes, and what they're saying now is they're saying like that is the second time in the space about 2 months that happened up in that area there. And they say it done to a guy already, and now it done to a lady.
Yeah,
So-
we have to do our own investigation because all we saw was the couple seconds clip of the man hitting the lady. So and that is why we haven't
But what I'm
commented
saying-
on it.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I want to know if they're going to say that he mental too. He's a mental case. A mental case don't rob people.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
thank you.
Thanks for that caller. All right, so we saw a call was coming to the WhatsApp as well. So it's not that we want to dismiss what the caller is saying. It's we simply don't have the information to give a full commentary on that. All we have is the couple seconds clipped.
Yeah. So back to the aging population issue.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, it is right now. It is too expensive. It is costly. I don't know how women with 3 and 4 children make it. I don't know. It is costly to have a child. That's why the younger folks, they were like, nope, not right now. I'm waiting. Like previously, you would have women of a certain age. By a certain age, you already have a child at least. Now it's like, yeah, no. Not doing that. And I think the focus has shifted towards education more. So we're educating ourselves before. We're setting things down before in stone, making sure that, some of us at least, that things are a bit more stable. So we're holding off on having children. And some of us want to travel and gallivant.
Me.
So we're holding off on having children.
I feel like I'm part of the problem.
Right? So in addition to the cost And then when we look at other people's children, some people are turned off by that. I'm like, that's not for me. So you have that in the mix. Let me take the call here on WhatsApp. But have children, they're lovely. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling to tell you about the staging thing. Ari,
Good
in
morning.
America, good morning, Ari. You know why they're trying to get those immigrants into America? Because there's the aging population, man.
Yeah, it's the same as
And that's why
Canada.
and they're trying to work this national insurance, social security, because they definitely don't have enough workers to pay for the elderly. And so that's why they're trying to get the age of, right now it's 67 of retirement. They're trying to get it to 70. You know, that's where they're trying to work it out to. So the aging population, a lot of people living longer than before. And going back from that, I want to go back to the music in the funeral. The first music funeral I ever see in my life. Ari wasn't born yet. There's a guy named Marcus. He was in the spirit and blackie and thing, shooting about the magistrate of Edinburgh. And they shot him in Edinburgh. And when they bury him, that was like a carnival.
Mhm.
There was drums, all kind of thing. That was back in the 70s. And periodically, every time someone dead, it all depends on the person.
And
They
that's
always
been my
like-
point.
So I don't see why people making noise about the music. I could understand they want to stop the alcohol beverages inside the funeral because of whatever they want. Because when I grew up in down in the Bottomtown area. And I tell you, the respect for funeral was different because the rum shop or the shop that is on the route to the burial ground, when that funeral coming down, they will close it. They don't put nobody outside in it. They will close the door and let the funeral pass. And when the funeral pass, they open back the door. I don't think that happened anymore. So funeral has evolved. And that music, that type of music you see at a funeral, that don't come cheap. Somebody paying for it. So it's either the person who in charge of the funeral decide they want music, or I don't know how music will get into, because that music is not cheap. I mean, I could understand the boom drum and them people and the fan man, but when you have a DJ truck, that ain't coming free. So, I mean, people have to understand that, yes, we used to have things at a certain level. The world is evolving. Things are changing. Sometimes we just have to get to the program. And we can't change. And you know where you're going back? No, there's no way you're going back. People still is going to have music in the funeral. You can't take it back. It's been going on for too long now. It's not going to go back. You could try and curb the behavior of the people in the funeral as much as possible. I mean, Mr. Weeks is my family, but I mean, $200, yes, but it's like saying that I really can't stop you, but let me see if we could curb this thing a bit. And that's all they're trying to do. It's like, see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my point, man. You know, all right.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks, Kojo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christal. How are you? Good morning, my
Good,
adopted
thanks.
radio son. How are you doing?
Good morning, mother. I am quite well.
Oh,
Fighting the good fight.
well, I'm glad to know you got to hold on. You can't give up.
Come on.
Christal,
Hi.
you have me here cracking up. Now you talk about all the metals, right?
Yes,
But I'm
ma'am.
touching on the withdrawal.
Oh my gosh.
When you go to the the ATM, Christal, and you withdraw, you gotta make sure that you doesn't leave any trace at all behind, because the slightest trace, your bank account can be empty.
Mother, I'm right here. Mother, I
I
don't
know.
approve of this conversation.
Listen,
adding to that,
I was out
sometimes
of order.
you might
Was
make
I
a
out
deposit
of
in
order?
error. Yeah.
I did not. Trying to add to what Crystal is saying. She leave out that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you,
Some banking
your whole
information might be left behind, so
exactly. You see, so you see, I have voice in his
This
head.
this
He's
is a
playing
morning
smart
program.
because
This is a morning show.
you don't understand. The children confused.
I am a child. I am confused.
You wish.
you're a big child. And you know something, Ari, with the funeral thing, I don't know. Each to their own. It has become too vulgar and too whatever it is. I don't even mind some drum music or the music. The alcohol part, it's a no because Crystal, they say when the rum is in, the wit is out. And once the alcohol steps in, then people behave vulgar. I don't see at a funeral people, on the head and the dancing vulgar. And no, I don't. The music, fine, because it's enjoyable. But I tell you, Ari, if you're gonna join the boys, no repast, no nothing. Peacefully down. I don't care who come. Okay, no repast, no nothing after. I already told the boys I got 4 offsprings, and if I leave $1, they can split it in 4. So they might have to split it in 5 now. Nobody coming, no drinking and no eating and all of that. You understand? So
Yep.
no, I not in that. Yes. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, my dear. I would
All
not.
right.
All right.
No,
So
don't care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
have a great weekend, moms. Before we go to commercial, just want to remind everyone that Singer is offering a 20% discount on air fryers, 3 different sizes, single draw and double draw, and the brand is West Point. Prices start at $342.20 and less than 20%, $274. Does your mom, love KFC like my mom? Get a free KFC meal for mom compliments Flow. Just walk into Flow office in Kingston or Annisville and activate a 7 or 30-day prepaid combo plan and walk out with a voucher for a free KFC meal for mom. Flow, keeping moms connected. I'd also like to remind everyone that the Searchlight Weekend Edition is out. Here are the headlines. High Court Judge Brian Cottle announces his retirement. Caribbean Welfare Police officers honor son of fallen colleague in SVG. Mother of slain Park Hillman dreads upcoming Mother's Day celebration. PM denounces treatment of former president of the Caribbean Development Bank. NIS needs further reform, says IMF. CCJ reserves judgment in a case over BAICO collapse. PM proposing first editor of Searchlight to be national hero. Lomans Hillman fined $50 for causing bodily harm to former lover. Man fined for trying to take prohibited goods into prison. Robust security for ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. And 4 double champions emerge at national championships. More sports, opinions, Redmick, Dr. Fraser, Bassi, and so much more. Searchlight, journalism you can trust online and at newsstands everywhere.
Instacash, giving you the chance to win more money from the National Lotteries Authority. Get our new $2 game, Money Tree. Match at least 4 symbols and win cash up to $3,000. There's also 5 times the cash for $2, 10 times the cash for $3, and 20 times the cash for only $5, offering you up to $10,000. Win instantly with Instacash, where there's no waiting for a draw. Instacash, fast, so easy to play.
Do you spin a dial to make a call on your rotary phone from the 60s?
No.
Are you driving an unreliable and risky automobile made in the 1900s?
Of course not.
Are you still fiddling with an antenna to get good signal on your black and white television from the 20s?
Really?
Then why are you still stuck in the past, sitting on an unintelligent 1930s design toilet? That's right, 1930s design. What does your bathroom say about you? Don't get left behind. The future is now. Be smart. Be progressive. Get yourself a smart toilet seat or a complete toilet today. You can visit the My Smart Toilet Seat office on the 3rd floor of the Blue Corner building opposite the old Anglican School on Bay Street. Our smart toilets are also available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. For more information, you can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website, justwashit.vc.
Whether you're ripping it up on the highway or taking a casual Sunday drive, OT Tire Limited is second to none when delivering excellence at reasonable prices. We offer new and used tires, tire repair and installation. We are the only place that offers nitrogen, which helps with gas consumption and ride comfort. Supplying you with brand name tires like Maxxis, Kumo, Good Ride, Westlake, and Triangle.
Boom! Enjoy the VIP style customer waiting lounge with refreshments and free Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying, yo? This is Skinny Fabulous, and when it comes to tires, nobody makes it easier than OT. Boom! Got me run the road. With me OT car tire.
Follow OT Tire on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter today.
Hey, boom! Run the road with OT tires.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Box offices are now open. Get your tickets for ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 matches from the Ticket Box office at the Commercial Center. The box office is open daily from Monday to Saturday. Get your tickets today and be part of the action. ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. It's going to be out of this world.
And knock it out of this world.
The Caribbean Cancer Portal, or CCP, is doing it again with its third live Zoom event on youth and cancer. The CCP aims to improve the quality of life of people affected by cancer through education so that individuals can make more informed decisions. You learn how certain foods, cosmetics, and occupations can lead to exposure to cancer-causing agents. Calling all high schools, colleges, and universities. This event takes place on May 15th at 5 p.m. You can register now at caribcan.org. That's caribcan.org. You can't afford to miss it.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
You know what's funny about this topic about aging population? I just thought about it, while we're on the break. Is that they will now start to encourage us to have children so that those children could contribute to the workforce, so that the economy could continue to flourish or continue to go in the direction that the forecasters want it to be able to be sustainable. So in essence, we've been encouraged to have children just so that they could work. Imagine the child growing up and asking, so mom, dad, why'd you decide to have me? Well, because the government said to.
But you have a cowboy accent. Why'd you decide to have me?
Because Mr. Sam said.
Uncle Sam
said.
Uncle Sid.
So we can avoid having an aging population. Just imagine, like, you just want to work. Nah, that can't be life.
So according to Statista, in 2023, Monaco was the country with the highest percentage of total population that was over the age of 65 with 36%. Japan had a strong second highest with 29%, while Portugal and Bulgaria followed third with 24%. So I wonder, what is St. Vincent's percentage?
You know what's funny? Why do you look for it? Is that when a woman, when people learn that there's a woman out there who has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children, she is looked at very negatively. But probably from the government. Unmarried. Well, okay, unmarried. Let's throw that in the mix too. Mm-hmm. She's looked down upon. But the government behind the scenes probably like, you're a hero. Thank you.
Doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work.
You're making up for those who are not having. Thank you. Good job. Good job. But then sometimes she becomes part of the system too.
But the system is the reason why this is happening. Because I strongly believe that if I was further ahead in life, career-wise, that I would be encouraged to start a family. And I do believe that that is the problem most young people are facing, which is why I'm pretty sure
Economics.
you can look, statistically, you can see there are less children leaving home. It's much cheaper to stay with your parents than to get rent, than to have rent. There's also the failure of conventional relationships are going out the window. Do you see more situationships coming forward? We're seeing more hookups coming forward. Persons tend to generally frown on relationships and marriage.
No, the quality. You'd want in a perfect situation to be in a position to have, I don't want to say quality children because it just sounds so mass produced, but to have like a quality family and so on. For those of you who are like conscious and sitting down and actually planning it, it might take a bit longer for you to do that, as you said. People are not leaving home because it's just, life is just too costly. It's very costly. Let me not say too costly. It is costly.
It is very costly.
It is costly.
It is very costly. Everything costs money. Breathing costs money.
A pack of diapers is $20.
Hear that.
Right?
Hear that.
A pan of milk during my time, which
fees.
is right now actually,
uniform.
The cost of the milk went up. Right? And I can't even sort of remember what it started at. So some milks would be like $40 a pan, and that would last you a week. And some are like in the 20s, so it depends on the brand. And to make it worse, if that child is lactose intolerant, you have to go for the brands that made from soy, which are more expensive. Then you have to look at clothes and daycare, which is like what, $200-$300 a month, and then your food and your time, and that's why I don't some people make it. And there are situations now where support, if you like before you get sexually involved, if you see an ideal circumstance, and I'm not including marriage in this, if you see that there is no stability, where you going? Where you going? I'm not even budgeting. Like hell no.
Son,
shop closed.
I had this conversation with somebody else, right? Over the weekend. Legally, you're supposed to pay persons with a degree over $3,000 AC dollars. Your student loan is roughly, I would say, $1,000 to $1,500, depending on how much money you took out, right?
For sure.
That takes away from your salary. Then you're paying rent. So let's say your rent is roughly between $500, $900. Then groceries, living expenses, then transportation.
Money done.
The money done right there. And let's say you have children. Listen, I give myself anxiety talking about it. Clothing, shoes, school fees, separate groceries, diapers.
And just go to the Ministry of National Mobilization and ask for help.
Going to the Ministry of National Mobilization and asking for help.
Then, you see, that's
having
the
more
thing
than
too,
one
right?
children.
It's funny. The economy has to be in a state that it encourages the private sector to invest a bit more so that more jobs can be created, so that people can have more income, right? And then be more inclined to have children because they can now have children. Socially, men and women have to like settle down and be responsible, because it is a waste of time to say, okay, I'm going to have a child. But when you look around, the quality men and the quality women out there, nothing, right? A lot of people walking around with a lot of hate and trauma and what's not, like, what kind of quality children you going to have? You can bring up that child in trauma. There are some people who are still living and fighting with poverty. I mean, if you really sit down and think about it, does it really make sense to bring a child willingly, into a situation where you are still struggling yourself? In addition to that, you have to move from a space, if you are in a space of selfishness, you have to move from that space and be able to mentally like, how many people are mentally fit to be parents right now? Right?
Listen,
we complain about it all the time. A lot of people are not ready for this.
Listen, I am pretty sure that, let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, persons were already married at 21, 22, 23.
Me? Can't even find a man.
having mortgages, already have their houses, or maybe already renting, getting further in their career, being able to take care of their children. No,
Kevin find a man. Kevin find a woman.
it is crazy. And then
Priorities have
remember,
shifted, yeah.
persons, the solution to that is having more than one jobs. And persons who work 8 to 4, especially in the government sector, whether or not you have free time or not, you are not permitted to have another occupation between 8 and 4. So then that takes away from the second means of income. And life just expensive, the more you sit and think about it, life really
There's a
expensive.
way.
And then,
The way life has been set up now, it's very
Yeah.
costly. And then
yeah,
in order to be convenient and to make it, another business idea comes up, right? But then you have to spend money. So you find yourself spending more time to make more money to be convenient so that you can live. It's just
and then there's
crazy.
the conversation that no one wants to have. Why is it that as young people, we quicker receive approval for a carnival loan, for a Christmas loan, for an Easter loan, for a student loan,
You want a baby loan?
than we are approved for an entrepreneurial, a business loan?
Depends on where you go now. It's shifting now.
You think it's easier to get a business loan?
It's
'Cause
shifting.
outside of the government
It's shifting
policies,
now.
what are some of them?
It's a little easier now for some folks to acquire funding for businesses.
What's the name of some?
It's what do you mean some?
Like the one there where they set up out Glen. Gosh, I can't remember that. There are programs that you can apply to get finance for your
Glen?
businesses. Yes, we spoke about it a few
You mean
months
the
ago.
buildings?
Yeah, what are those under?
I think that was just a standalone
Why I
initiative.
can't remember the name of the.
Anyways, let me know. I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the. They are government initiatives that assist young people.
Is that part of the Prime program?
Prime? There's Prime. There's the Prime grant. There is what else? There are stuff out
Think
there.
about
that-
it.
that
We got
could,
2 minutes. Let me read
there.
the comments. Answers, good morning, all. Thank you, Anne. PG rated, LOL. I'm a US veteran who could get buried in America for free, but just because of Vince's funeral, I'm planning the biggest job up behind my coffin when I die because it's amazing. What? It's one of those things that people are not grieving or depressed. It's about people being people together. Rejoice when someone dies instead of grieving. If it's not your funeral, mind your business. With alcohol or no alcohol, it's none of your business. Excuse. Wow. You get your last request and your last day. And no. All right, let's get another 2 here. Vasectomies are a great form of birth control. It works great. There isn't even a slip up. You can't even slip up there at all.
Wait, there are people that say they're pregnant after the guy has a vasectomy. It's not 100% proof.
Awesome. Yes, you're right. It's the same thing in Canada. Canada has always been underpopulated, so they're encouraging folks to have more kids and bringing in millions through immigration to stimulate the economy. Immigration is a mess there right now, so much so they are scaling back on the immigration plan.
That is true. Even students. Canada used to have a lottery that they're scaling back on because they were encouraging immigrants to come to Canada.
Okay, so Kashan, Aria, you blaming the system for not being further ahead in your life.
You're not going to trap me into responding to that.
You guys are looking at things for a theoretical and pointless perspective. And I don't understand this last part. If everyone was to have children based on the timeline you're both presenting, humanity would die after 30 years. It'll be overpopulated. Listen, put yourself in a position when you are fit and ready, have children.
That's why I will
The
come in
government
here.
will deal with the aging whenever
I
we
will
get
come
there.
in here and I will say it every chance I get. I am one of 2 Shaws in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I am the only male. My lineage will die with me. There will be no other Shaws in St. Vincent from me.
Noted.
Proud of it.
Duly noted.
That's it? That's it for the comments?
Yeah, I think
All right,
so.
so we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back on Activated Mornings here on WEFM 99.9.
It all started with a penny for over